I always want to start it like smiling because I never want the starting to be like me going, oh, what?
I trim my videos because I don't want them to be really stupid faces.
All right, so meeting in downward facing dog, take a few breaths to work out whatever your body is saying to you this morning, whether it's low back, knees, hips, if you're feeling the entire backside of your body. Just kind of taking those few breaths to pay attention to what areas might be tender or feel particularly snagged. And we always like to say, taking those tender areas of your body into your practice with you today, promising them that you'll take good care of them and make modifications as you need to. At the bottom of your next exhale, softly bend your knees a little bit and then bring your forearms and your knees down to the mat and reach your fingertips as far forward as you can into puppy. A puppy pose is a little different than dolphin, especially since, of course, we've got our knees down, but this is a really nice shoulder opener. So play with, again, listening to what's going on in your shoulders and taking the right amount of work. In yoga and in Buddhism, we call that right effort. And if you can, see if you can lift your elbows and forearms off of the floor so you're really firing up into those big latissimus dorsi muscles on the back. And then elongate back through your tailbone to find a little bit more relief on the low back, on the mid back, and deep into those shoulders. Just one more full breath here. And at the bottom of your exhale, tuck your toes, slowly come up just a little bit, and then press back to your downward facing dog. You should feel how supple those shoulders are feeling already. And when you're ready, start walking your hands back to meet your feet at the back of your mat. Softly bend into your knees, taking your ragdoll right here by bringing hands to opposite elbows. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, bending a little bit deeper and allowing the crown of your head to release towards the mat. And of course, you're always welcome to play with whether you have more or less bend in the knees here. Take what feels right in this very moment. And then when you're ready, start rocking from side to side just a little bit. But of course, keeping the feet strongly planted. You're very rooted. So this swaying is coming from the mid back. Try not to let it come all the way from the legs. And then if this feels good on the back, feel free to kind of pendulum a little bit. Really bringing some nice relief into our compressed spine. Just the very act of gravity compresses us, and if anyone has lost any height, I'm pointing directly at myself. I used to be 5'4", now I'm 5'3 3/4. I'm like, what? Listen, I'm already short. I don't need to be any shorter. But this is really nice work for releasing strain in the back. Just one more full breath here. And at the bottom of your exhale, slowly allowing your body to settle to a stop, releasing fingertips towards the floor. And then inhale, take a flat back. Exhale and fold, bending your knees softly, walking your hands out to come back into your downward facing dog. Taking the time to ease into your heels. Release your shoulders down, release your torso down and into the shoulders so that the shoulders aren't crawling up around your ears. Take the right hand off of your mat and reach back to your left ankle. Now sometimes it's taking the ankle and sometimes it's taking the pant leg or just reaching in that direction and using your fingertips on the mat. However you get there is exactly what your posture looks like today. So using that right hand to pull you under just a little bit. Again, really nice back work here. And of course, all back work is core work. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, slowly release the right hand out. Bring the left hand off of the mat and reach back towards the right ankle. Again, either right ankle or holding the pant leg or just using your fingertips on the mat. And then walking it through a little bit. Maybe looking underneath the right arm to get just a little bit more pull here. Take a deep breath in, and at the bottom of your exhale, slowly release, left hand out, inhale, and as you exhale, slowly roll low back, mid back, upper back, floating yourself to your high plank, and as you exhale, slowly lower down. Knees, hips, chest, and chin all land at the same time, pointing your toes back behind you and really weight down into the tops of your feet. Walk your hands out to the outside of your mat, tenting your fingers. Inhale and draw up baby cobra, really taking this work from the back, from the core, rather than pressing into the hands. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, send your right shoulder towards your mat. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale your left shoulder towards your mat. Inhale, back up to center. And of course, you're always taking the posture that makes the most sense in the moment. So as you lift up into your baby cobra with eagle arms, and as you dip down one shoulder at a time, if you feel something that doesn't feel right, that's your invitation to back up just a little bit, right? Of course, can always be a simple baby cobra without the eagle arms. One more time, each side, right and then left. Slowly coming back to center with your inhale. Exhale your chin all the way down to your mat. Walk your hands underneath your shoulders and press up to tabletop position. Walking your knees in, walking your hands back. Fanning your fingers nice and wide, externally rotating the upper arms. Inhale, take a nice cow pose. Belly button reaches towards the mat, tailbone and crown of your head lift towards the ceiling. Now exhale and see if you can find a little bit more lift in your cat. We'll be playing with that cat pose with some of our high plank work later. So it's really nice to feel it here and see if you can feel how much mobility that spine is willing to give you. Inhale, soften down one more time. Exhale and roll up. Slowly come back to neutral spine, putting weight in your hands and walk the feet back one at a time to come to high plank. Inhale to lengthen. Exhale your heels off to the right. Windshield wiper your heels in one direction, keeping those shoulders squared. Inhale back to center. Exhale your heels to the left. Feel this nice twisting through the spine here. Inhale back through center. 2 more sets. Exhale the heels right. Inhale back through center. Exhale the heels left. This is our last set. Inhale back through center. Super nice low back release and core strength. Inhale through center. Exhale, heels to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, halfway down and hover your baby cobra or upward facing dog, whatever your vinyasa requires today. And then everybody exhales back to downward facing dog. Easing into your heels. Bend your right knee and take a big inhale. Your left and take a big exhale. Both heels ease towards the floor. Inhale your right leg up nice and high. Exhale as you pull through and arch like a cat, and then step down. Leaving the rear heel lifted, we're gonna inhale right up to high lunge, sinking into the legs, drawing the chest back, and see if you can find a slight back bend here. Inhale to open it up a little bit more. Exhale to close it down. Inhale, draw up, opening the chest. Crown lifts towards the ceiling behind you rather than collapsing down. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, draw up. Can you see this as a bit of a cow pose meets a crunch? One more time like that. Inhale, draw up, pull back. Exhale, draw down. Inhale up. This time just reach straight up. And as you exhale, left fingertips reach forward, right fingertips reach back. Open T-twist. Sink down into the legs with a little bit more intensity here. Crown of your head lifts. Rear knee straightens out so we can find just a little bit more in the hip flexor and quadricep on that rear step leg. Take your right hand to the left thigh and inhale your left arm up and overhead. As you exhale, bring your right tricep to the left tricep to your right thigh. Reach the right arm up, and you can bring the hands down to prayer pose, or you can take one fist to your open palm. This is what I like for a bound side lunge, a bound high lunge. It makes the most sense for my low back. See if you can draw the belly up and away from the thigh, and find a little bit more twist here. Find a little bit more upper back strengthening by turning this into a heart opener. Shine your heart forward, pull your shoulder blades together. One more deep breath in here. And at the bottom of your exhale, prepare to move big. Inhale as you roll all the way open to warrior two. Exhale as you sink in. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, bring your forearm to the forward thigh for side angle. Taking the full 10 breaths here. So check in with the front knee and make sure it's right over the ankle. Check in with the fingertips and make sure we're not wrenching through the shoulder, but instead we're long and strong from the elbow, straight through the shoulders and out those fingertips. If you'd like to reach those fingertips towards where the ceiling meets the wall in front of you, you can really lengthen out from your fingertips all the way to the rear stepped heel. Sending those right fingertips down towards the mat gives you just a little bit more in the hip here. Take a deep breath in, and at the bottom of your exhale, inhale, draw all the way back to reverse warrior. Exhale as you spiral your hands down to frame your foot. Now hold on here. Pull your foot off of the mat, arch like a cat, and then extend the leg back. You can hold the leg in the air as you travel through your vinyasa. Whee! Inhale up to shine your heart forward. Exhale as you press back to your downward facing dog. Both heels ease towards the mat. Take 5 full breaths here for recovery. Bending one knee and taking a big inhale. And then bending the opposite knee and taking a big exhale. Breathe and move. Your last full breath here, wherever you are. Inhale the left leg up nice and high. As you exhale, pull through, but not to high plank, to cat pose. Press away and then step the foot down. Inhale all the way up to high lunge. Exhale to sink in. Take the time to cultivate your best work here. Using your next inhale to draw back, open the heart. Exhale, draw the hands down to heart center. Inhale, draw up. Exhale, draw down. Inhale. Without collapsing into the spine, we're long and lifted. Exhale. So it is a back bend, but I find that sometimes when we talk about back bends or we're doing back bends, we're kind of collapsed into the low back. Really, this is a super long lifting posture. Last one like this. Inhale, draw up. And as you exhale, see if you can see those bottom ribs coming down to make contact with the hips. Inhale, draw up, straight up this time. And as you exhale, twist open to the left. Right fingertips reach forward, left fingertips reach back. Dig into this open T twist. See if you can pull the shoulders back right over the hips. Take the rear hand, your left hand, bring it to your right thigh. Inhale the right arm up and overhead. And now, as you exhale, bring your right tricep to your left thigh and find your bind. You can always keep that left hand reaching up towards the ceiling, or taking prayer pose, or your closed fist to your palm. Wherever you go, see if you can draw the belly away from the forward leg with just a little bit more purpose, a little bit more intensity, a little bit more lengthening from the crown of the head, down the spine, and all the way into the rear stepped heel. Last full breath here. And then prepare to move big. At the bottom of your exhale, inhale as you roll all the way around to warrior two. And it should feel super awkward and clumsy. Exhale as you sink in. Rear hand to your hip, palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. And as you exhale, slowly bring your forearm to the forward thigh, side angle. Now, one of our recorded videos, I went back and I was watching, or maybe I was doing my own class, and I saw myself very collapsed into this shoulder. So watch out for maybe a little too much weight here. So that looks a little like this, right? So if you feel like you're really low, try to balance that forward arm on the thigh, or to lift it off ever so slightly. If you want to take your right fingertips and reach them towards where the ceiling meets the wall in front of you, that's a good place to go. If you want to extend the left fingers down towards the floor, that's also really beneficial. Taking one more full breath here. And at the bottom of your exhale, inhale, draw all the way back to reverse warrior. Exhale as you spiral the hands down to frame your foot. Hold on. Weight in your hands. Pull the foot off of the mat. Arch the back like a cat. Float the leg back, and then flow through your vinyasa. Ooh, that's so fun. Everyone makes their way back to downward facing dog. Easing into your heels, fingers fan. And then slowly bring your forearms to your mat. Dolphin pose. So we want our hands flat against the mat. So not on the edges, fleshy edges of our hands, but the hands flat for dolphin pose. We did puppy earlier, and that was a great way to warm us up to this. So this is really nice on those shoulders. You can feel this stretch in the armpits. Lengthen from the crown of your head all the way to your tailbone. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, send your heels to the right. Ooh, just like our plank work early. Inhale, draw back through center. Exhale the heels to the left. Inhale back through center. Exhale to the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale to the left. Slowly coming back to center. And then just walk the legs long and come into your forearm plank and hold for 5 breaths. Now I had to walk my arms in just a little bit, so play with what works for you. One more full breath here, and then slowly using your exhale to tap your knees to the mat, Walk your hands underneath your shoulders, coming back to our tabletop position, and take 5 breaths in place to take a little cat-cow here to work through all that great core, low back, and spinal mobility work that we're doing. Just 3 more breaths. Feel free to roll your cat-cow if you like by bringing your chin over one hand and then over the other, and then exhaling your knees over, or your hips over one knee and then over the other. And then of course, making sure that you're equal in the directions that you travel. Slowly coming back to a neutral spine, and put all of your weight on your right side. Right shin turns out, and come to modified plank or gate pose. Now I like to make a fist with my hand here. So my body's nice and long from the left heel through my left hip out the crown of my head. So keeping that nice long line. Inhale, and as you exhale, push off of the right hand and reach the fingertips back towards the wall behind you. Inhale as you reach forward and slowly come back into place. If you like, you can lift the left leg off of the mat. Exhale, pull back through your gate pose. Inhale as you slowly come back down. Exhale, pull back. We have just 2 more like this. Inhale, slowly make your way. Exhale, this is our last one. This time as you inhale and come down, bring the left hand down to the mat, rotate the torso back to the center, send the left shin out to the side. With the right leg back nice and long. Open the chest and shoulders, lifting the right fingertips up towards the ceiling, and then take a moment here to cultivate your best posture, long from the crown of the head all the way down to the rear heel. Inhale to prepare, as we prepare to move. As you exhale, press off of the left hand, and then reaching the left hand towards the wall behind you. Inhale as you softly come down. Take your time landing. If you like to lift the right leg off of the mat, go right ahead. Exhale, draw back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, draw back. Feeling that delicious opening through the side body, the core strength that might be shaking and shuddering as we move from this lateral spinal flexion all the way down to modified side plank. Taking 1 more full breath here. Exhale as you draw back. Inhale as you come forward. And then exhale your right hand down, your right knee down. Walking the hands a half to a full handprint forward, tuck your toes and pike your hips. Downward facing dog. Fanning your fingers nice and wide. Bend the right knee and take a big inhale. The left and take a big exhale. Both heels ease towards the floor. Inhale your right leg up nice and high. Exhale as you pull your knee towards your chin. And now towards the left tricep. And now towards the right tricep. Back to the chin. Back to the left tricep. The right tricep. And now step the foot through. Walking your hands to the inside of the right foot. Walk all the way around to the long left edge of your mat. Heel toe your feet in. Walking one hand at a time. Up onto your thighs, and then lift the chest up and find your way to plie or goddess pose. I like to take 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Perfect. I like to take my hands so that my fingers are pointing to the front. I'm going to try to go this way a little bit. My fingers are pointing to the front. My thumbs are behind me. And then I like to use those hands to pull my knees out a little bit more. Knees want to be tracking right in line with the toes. Ankles right over the heels. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, send your right shoulder in between the knees. using the right hand to push yourself to the position that makes sense for you. Inhale back through center. Exhale the left shoulder down. Inhale back through center, this time making sure that you're coming up nice and tall. Exhale, right shoulder down. Inhale back through center. Exhale the left shoulder down. One more time, each side. Standing up nice and tall. Exhale, right shoulder. Inhale back through center. Exhale, left shoulder. Inhale all the way up. Arms come up, lengthening through the legs. Exhale as you fold forward. This time, heel toe the feet so that they're parallel to the short edges of your mat. Maybe the toes point in just a tiny bit and the heels point out, but play with what you have here for your standing straddle. Inhale, take a flat back, walk your hands right underneath your shoulders, and as you exhale, send your right arm up. Lengthening from the crown of your head all the way to your tailbone, feel the inner thigh, maybe playing with whether your weight is more in your heels or more in the balls of your feet, and what it means to change where the majority of your weight is balanced. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, right hand comes down. Inhale to lengthen, find a little bit more support through the core, and as you exhale, left arm reaches up. We have 5 full breaths here, so play with it. Maybe now that we've been in standing straddle for a bit, you've got a little bit more width through the feet. Maybe you can bend into the elbow ever so slightly without compromising that nice long spine. And of course, every posture is still a heart opener. So we're not collapsing into those shoulders. We're long and strong. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, slowly release the hands to the mat, walking your hands around to the front. Tap the left knee down, bring the right knee down to meet it, and then rock onto your hips, send your legs forward, coming to staff pose. Easing your heels out, roll your shoulders back, down, and together. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, start to tip forward, but don't let the shoulders go just yet. Take your time here. I like to take a block and bring it right to that place where my low back stopped, right? And of course, this is completely optional. And then you can stay here with that nice long torso, which is a great place to be, or you can release the shoulders and reach the fingertips towards the front of your mat. If your hands are making their way to your feet, you can use your hands to pull the toes back a little bit more and find more work that's available to you right there in the calves, right in the gastrocnemius. Take one more full breath here. Pull yourself down just a little bit more with that exhale. And slowly release, rolling vertebra by vertebra as we come to a seated position. You can cross your legs or keep the legs extended in front of you, rolling your shoulders up, back, and down. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Hands come together and bring them right down to your heart center. Taking a moment to be grateful for the time that we have together, for the good things that are happening during COVIDcation, we keep calling it, for the sunshine today, for even the little things that brought a smile to your face. Maybe yesterday, maybe today, or maybe tomorrow. Take a deep breath in. Give yourself a bow. Namaste. Nice job, you guys. And stop the YouTube video.